away. Put your sandwich away. Laura, you were here
can I
last
at least
time.
sip this? Am I allowed to, like, if I hide the like advertisement?
I don't think Starbucks is gonna come get me.
I think
no,
we're
this
okay.
I don't. Come on, this
PJ's
is PJ's Coffee, which is a Black-owned business.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, great.
Can you also
don't sip it like that though?
mute your freaking mic when you're sipping on your frappuccino? I actually despise people that go into coffee shops and don't get coffee and get like a fucking milkshake. It annoys me. We need a separate line for real coffee drinkers.
Go get your
guys.
Yeah. If you want to be childish, go and get your milkshake somewhere else. I'm an adult and I need my caffeine, so get the fuck out.
And you tea drinkers too. I don't care.
Can
you
why
get
are
out?
you paying? Why are you paying for hot water? Why are you paying for hot water? Don't.
Yeah, it's actually.
Are we dissing tea now?
Yes. No, people who buy it in shops. Why are you buying tea?
Yeah.
Do you grow tea? Where else do you get tea from?
No, it's in like when you just don't order it in a coffee shop. Like obviously you buy tea in a supermarket, right? But why would you go to a coffee shop and pay £3 or $6 for a thing of hot water with a tea bag in it?
Because what if I'm running late for work? I'm not in the mood for coffee, but I do want something. And
well, that's where you went wrong. I'm not in a mood for coffee.
That's I actually don't understand what that means. What does that mean?
Freak.
Can't relate.
Do you like tea?
I love tea.
See, I'm like, I could
have we started yet? Because like this sandwich is looking at me so crazy.
You were not going to eat on this pod.
Just one bite. Just one, like a singular bite. It will not affect anything, I swear. Just one bite.
Singular bite. Go ahead.
Yes. So today I am now trying this bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. As you can tell, it has the bacon, like it's not like overfilled. It's actually, and then the cheese is melted in. I will now be taking one bite. And that's the greatest sandwich I've ever eaten in my life. Oh my god! Wow.
Because you're hungry.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Oh fuck! Hold on.
Yeah, right. We want to do a little this, make sure it cleaned up. Okay, great. I want to get to the part of the show that I only really care about, which is Laura's chant for OH-DE-GAARD. I love it. Can I do it?
Yes.
Okay. Laura came up with a chant for OH-DE-GAARD, and it's amazing. And so it's to the tune of Usher. Oh my god, you guys ready? This is amazing. It's Martin, let me love you down. There's so many ways to love you. Martin, I can break you down. There's so many ways to love you. Got me like OH-DE-GAARD. I'm so in love. I found you finally. You make me want to say, oh, 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 OH-DE-GAARD. Oh, it's perfect. Like literally, if you don't hate on it, it's fucking amazing. It's good.
I started hating it. I started off, you had me the first half. I hated it. And then I was like, you know what? If I heard this would be in the top 4 or 5 chants we had. So I was like, okay, I'm not that bad.
I think there's something there. I really do. And Jess, you did a great job.
I love it so much. Can you think of one for Gabrielle? Because he didn't have one.
Let me come back to you. I'll come back to you.
Yeah, because it's strange that he doesn't have one and he's been here longer than everybody else.
Oh no, there's a I'll send it to you. There's this one that they are trying to make one for him now. There was like one random video of like some guys on a
train,
bus or train or something like that.
Yeah.
So there's one that's like floating around. I think that might catch some buzz. But it is a shame he doesn't have one yet.
Yeah, it really is. All right, let's go into the intro. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Cannon Club. The whole beginning of that was just nonsense, but Hope you liked it anyway, because it is what it is. You guys, we have nothing to complain about because we have won again 5-0 against, who was it? It's so weird when we play these teams and we batter them. It's like, who did we play? Burnley. Yeah. Genuinely, I was like, Burnley. Okay. Yeah. Blockhead had it coming. You guys know how I feel about Vincent Cup. Did they score? Did Luton score? Femi,
yes. Yes, they've scored.
Yes. Come on. They're finally awake. But Blockhead had it coming. You guys know I have an agenda against Vincent Company because he sat there and said that Sambi was the next Yaya Toure. We bought him, and then he wouldn't even take him on loan. So hold that, Company, you blockhead. So yeah, we destroyed another team, another 5+ goal drubbing. We played great, different scores. I mean, since Dubai, we've been fantastic, like a brand new Arsenal 2.0, Arsenal 3.0, whatever you want to call it. We're also still missing key players like Gabriel Jesus and Zinchenko and Thomas Partey, and the list goes on and on. Timber, Tommy. Does Tommy exist? Genuinely. I'm still trying to understand, like, did we leave him in Japan? Seriously, where is he? So it's been a really nice couple of weeks. So we're going to chit chat about the main points, because I'm sure we could go on and on and on and on, but we have to get this done in like an hour. So yeah, but we're going to start off with one word. And Laura, I'll have you go first. What's the one word you have right now, or you're feeling like to describe Arsenal right now, or how you're feeling about it?
I am excited. That's my word. I'm genuinely excited. I have not felt this content watching an Arsenal side for years because we're just so good. And before the game yesterday, I was thinking to myself, Burnley, in previous seasons, they've been a physical side. I think they won at the Emirates not that long ago, although it's probably like a decade ago now. So, all of these games are tough in theory, but we were just so good, and they did not pose a single threat bar the one save that Raya had to make. And I just think this has been coming. This is what we should have been doing. This is how the Villa game should have finished. This is how the Liverpool game should have finished. This is how the West Ham game should have finished. We have been so dominant, and now that it's coming to fruition in the actual points and the results, I'm like, where's the ceiling here? If we keep doing this, it's really, really exciting. And they're absolutely ruthless. They are ruthless when they are on top. And I was just like, this is amazing. What is in Dubai? Like, I've been to Dubai. It's okay. It's sunny. There's a lovely mall. But what are they doing in Dubai? Maybe we all need to go to Dubai, because what have they done to basically come back and play like this? But yeah, I am excited, and I'm excited about the game yesterday, and I'm excited about what is possibly to come.
Yeah, I love that. Femi, one word?
You know me, I'm a rule breaker, so I'm going to cheat. Hashtag are you not entertained? That is one word for me. I I don't know. I the more I watch, the more it's just like I'm literally going to repeat literally what Laura said of like, this is what should have been happening. Like, it's what our fan base does when, even though like we see kind of like, okay, the metrics are saying things, it's like the ball doesn't go in the back of the net, we panic, we're like, oh, we're the worst, we buy everyone, blah blah blah. And I'm like, let's calm down. I think we're close. We just suck at shooting, and ball is now entering back of the net, and everyone's like, oh my god, like look at off ball runs, look at Ben White inverting, look at, oh my god, we're so amazing. And it's like, yeah, no, we just Dubai, thank you. Like, because it's like, again, this is what should have been happening to begin with. And I'm just excited because it wasn't even like this run that we're going on was something that we had the luxury because we were 5 or 10 points ahead. Like, we needed to win every single game, and the way we've done it, it's like, what's next? What's like, come on, let's go. So yes, that is my word, even though you're probably going to give me stick for that.
We'll let this one go, just this one time, next time, time out, you know? But, I guess my one word will be wow. Like, the other day too, like, I was looking at some of the stats after the West Ham game, and I think I tweeted in our group chat, I was like, "I can't believe how good we are." It's like, actually, like, we're actually really, really good. It's actually insane. And then they followed up with another 5-0 win. Now I know it's Burnley, but not everybody is slapping up Burnley, and not everybody has 21 goals in 5 games, like 2 goals conceded, tons of clean sheets, not a lot of goals against or shots against. What we're doing is very, 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 like, wow. Like, it really is. And if we were any other team, the pundits would be on their knees worshiping us. They would. And maybe some other things too. No, I'm just joking. But they would be worshiping us instead of talking about us like dogs, so I'm just very wow. Like I love it, and it's just nice to see the players playing with smiles. They look super relaxed. They look like, a team that's going into their form. They're in full flow, and they trust each other, and they finally know their roles, and they played with each other now for 6 months, and everybody knows what they're supposed to be doing, whether it's Kivior coming in for Zinchenko or Trossard coming in for Jesus. Everybody's on the same page. And so, wow, we're really good. We're really good. And it's great to see. Before we get into it though, because obviously we want to talk about players and moments, but how about following up that win with the 1-1 draw between Chelsea and Man City? I feel like now all of a sudden it's like, could we? Could we? It's weird because in December it was like, yeah, we suck. Now it's like, wow, could we actually win the league? It's crazy. Things change very quickly. Femi, after Man City drew to Chelsea, how did you like? What is your confidence level? Do you actually genuinely believe we could win the league from here? I know
Oh,
you.
I've been confident since like August. I haven't. My tune has not changed. It didn't change in December. It isn't. I think that we have the tools, especially with what we've learned last year when it comes to managing injuries and managing minutes and being able to kind of figure out solutions back in like October, November, even December during that slump. I remember telling people I'd rather have the slump in December than we have the slump in April. Like it's 2 completely different times. And that's what happened last year. We were rolling. Then we started getting asked really tough questions in April. Like, okay, when Saliba goes down, what do you do? Why we don't have the answer for that in April is crazy. Or, okay, if Zinchenko goes down, what do we do? We didn't have answers. And I feel like we have answers to practically every question. The city question we've answered, the Liverpool question we've answered, the low block question we've answered, the so yeah, no, my confidence is already high. And then like Haaland isn't destroying his XG, like he's on par with what he's doing. So he's acting about normal. So Liverpool has their injury rut that I want to see what they do the next 4 or 5 weeks. I want to say very confident. I am sure that we're going to win the league. I'm like, yeah, like if I was a betting man, which I am, I will, which I did, put money down that we would win the league. So yeah.
So
Also, every week you say, if I were a betting man, which I am, this is your little catchphrase.
Speaking of betting men, I'm not gonna lie. Tony's trash, and I'm glad that the little bit of information came out today that we're not gonna get him. I'm sorry. Like, he's trash. Like, he's really not good. And against Liverpool, he was tragic. And I know he scored, but like,
yeah, hugging Klopp at the end, I was like, ugh, no, we're not, no, we're sorry, no.
He's tragic.
It's not bad.
When you watch him play, can you actually see him in an Arsenal shirt?
Hell yeah. Do I want him? It's like, is he in my top tier list? No. But like, if like all the options that we are like exhausted and we end up with Tony, I'm not mad at all.
We shouldn't end up with anybody. I don't want to end up with nothing.
We're not ending up with him. He's not coming. We'll just crack on with what we've got. We don't need him.
Trossard is better than him, in my opinion.
See, this is my problem with Arsenal fans. You guys say this, but I remember it was the winter window of 2022, and I was fighting for my life, saying, "Hey guys, it's better to buy no one than to buy someone we're not sure about." I was like, "No, we need to buy something. We need something," and then we ended up missing top 4, and I was like, "Oh, that's exactly what happened." I'm like, okay, and now we're doing the exact opposite, where it's kind of like, okay, like Tony, like I agree. I don't think that, like, if we don't want Tony for whatever reason, if we've looked at the metrics and we say, like, okay, Tony is not top 1 or top 2, I don't think we should get him. However, if we buy big on other like areas, whether it's midfield, center back, any other area, and then we then decide, like, okay, we have a little chunk of money left, and Brentford's like, we'll give you Tony on a discount. I'll take him. Like, I 100% would take him, because he's a good player. He's just not Osimhen. He's not Haaland. He's not, like, the qualities that he has, they don't have, but he also don't have their qualities. So it's like people look at something like the Liverpool game, which, by the way, Kai Havertz looked good against that Liverpool defense. Yeah, like that same defense, when you see how difficult it is, people are like, "Oh, you're trash."
I would take Havertz's performance against Liverpool than what Tony did, and Tony scored. Like, I just,
Is it because of his shooting, or is it because of the whole performance?
He's not a good striker of the ball. He's never really in the box. He's trying to do some like playmaker role, and we already have an elite playmaker that plays false 9 in Jesus, so we don't necessarily need that. You're just he reminds me of a taller Lacazette. Like, that's what he looks like. I'm sorry. And if you didn't take pens and set pieces, his goals would look similar to Jesus's. So for me, it's like, go get a bagsman. Go get a real guy. Get a serious striker.
Every time I've switched on, because I was like, I'm not watching Liverpool. I just don't want to deal with this. I'm like, where's Ivan Toney? Oh, there he is, outside of the box, standing, not where he needs to be, and certainly not where we would want him to be, because he's just getting in the way of OH-DE-GAARD. Like, just no. The idea, though, Femi, that we'd have like a little bit of money left over, like, should we just, is it down the back of the couch and we'll just get that 100 million? Is that, left over from what?
Like I said, discount.
So
Only
75.
on the discount.
So 75.
I'd say like 40, 45. I'd take them. 40,
oh my
45.
God. If we're spending anything more than 35, 40 million on him, we've been ripped off. Like,
correct.
It's insane.
40 mil?
He's 29.
This is all I'll say. This is all I'll say on the matter. I just think that the circumstances around you dictates the way you have to play. I just look at a Brentford team that is missing, what's his name? Begins with an M, and I always mispronounce. When you're missing him, I'm just looking at that team, and I'm like, if Tony's not in the midfield with the ball and he sits in the box, will the ball ever get to the box? I don't think so. I'm gonna be real with you. Like, he has to wear so many hats that it's like, damn you, Tony. You aren't wearing all the hats well, so you suck. Versus like, damn, you did just come back from suspension. This is game 4, and like, he's being asked to carry this Brentford team that is in terrible form. Like, I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm a Tony apologist.
I'm hearing excuses.
I knew you'd say that. Yeah. It's fine. It's fine.
I like it. Yeah. I knew Arsenal fans were reaching when they were like, if you can't get Harry Kane, the next best thing is Tony. I was like, actually, just push me off the cliff now, because I'm not going on this ride with you guys. You guys are deluded. Like, and I know we could be very delusional, but seriously, we don't have to justify this. But back to the Arsenal, we scored 5 goals. We were fantastic. Let's do moment of the match. What was the moment that stood out to you? Something that you noticed, whatever. Doesn't always have to be a goal. It could be something else. Femi, you want to go first? Something with Kai Havertz. I already know. What is it?
Every time you say that, I then throw away the first thing I'm going to say, and now find something else that has nothing to do with what you said. I'm going to go, and I know it's going to piss you guys off. The Martinelli assist that wasn't counted as an assist, but was an assist to me in my book. So when I count his tallies at the end of the year, that assist is going to be in my book.
Why wasn't it counted?
I think it was like a deflected, I guess. I
It's a
don't
deflection.
never saw the deflection, but they said it was
Oh,
deflected.
I didn't see a deflection.
I didn't see a deflection. So again, assist in my book.
Yeah.
But it's exactly what I like when people say that I'm a hater. This is all I was asking for. I feel like there's so many moments where Martinelli either double teamed or he just does not have the angle and he forces it and he doesn't trust his teammates enough. And I'm like, if you can just find the runners, because if you're going 100 miles per hour and your team is trailing behind and the other team is like focused on you because of gravity, there's so much space to just close your eyes, just kick it somewhere. You'll find someone. And he did it, and he continuously did it. And he was working hard off the ball. And that's my guy now. That's my guy. Team Martinelli.
Now you see him about to come back into form, and you want to be on the right side of history. That's what
he
it
didn't even score assist. Humbug. Humbug.
Oh my gosh. But isn't it nice to see Martinelli look more like his normal self? I feel like it's been a while. And yeah, he didn't really get on the score sheet or anything like that, but he does look a lot more like his normal self, right?
He had a lot of space. I feel like, I mean, Burnley, like that's,
yeah,
credit where credit's due or not due. He had a lot of space to run into, but I think you're right. The number of times he's cut back and it's either, or he hasn't cut back and he's tried to kind of squeeze it in, and that one to OH-DE-GAARD was deflection or not, was perfect. And also that was in like the 4th minute of the game. So he's just like, I'm here, let's do the business, off we go.
Yeah, you just want to see, like, I feel like in order for Arsenal to play their best, they kind of have to have Martinelli, Saka, and OH-DE-GAARD playing really well. And so it's just hard to do it when he's not on form. So, and it's not just the goals and assists. It's like Femi was saying, the hard work off the ball and his work rate and all that kind of stuff was perfect. So I thought he had an underrated, really good game yesterday. I'm waiting for him to kind of get onto the score sheet a little bit more, but I feel like that's going to come. But I also want to just point out that he's playing better now than he was pre-Dubai, but I also feel like that validates the idea that Kai Havertz wasn't really holding him back. I did find that narrative to be a little, yeah. And I was like, I think the dynamics have shifted, but to say like the reason why Martinelli's playing poorly is because of Kai Havertz is a little bit, I would imagine it's more because he was coming back from the injury and he was going through some bad form himself.
I will say there's one moment that I actually want to substitute for another one because like I do not want to miss an opportunity to hate somebody because like there's something about hating a player that's like I actually like it. Perfect. Martinelli does this thing where he beats his first man, he loses the ball, he wins it back, he falls over, but somehow the ball is still in his vicinity and he kicks it over.
He does like a bicycle kick on the floor.
And then
that should have been an assist.
This stupid Trossard boots the ball to nowhere.
Excuse me.
And then because Trossard scored his goal, everyone's like, "Oh, no!" I remember that moment. So yeah, Trossard's in my Nazi book right now because he missed like 3-4 chances.
You've picked an annoying moment for your moment.
Yes.
In a game where we won 5-0.
Yes, I love negativity.
You are such a hater.
Now I know who my player.
Negativity.
My player is. You have made my player choice very easy now. Very easy now.
Is it Raya?
Well, Raya was fantastic. So there you go.
Was Raya even there? I don't remember seeing him once.
There. He made an amazing save. An amazing save. A la Neuer. An amazing save. Yeah. But you've made my choice very easy. Thank you very much. Laura, moment of the game.
Do you know what? I'm gonna go with Kai Havertz's goal.
Yeah.
Genuinely, because it was beautiful. I think he nutmegs the player. I don't know. It was so just Kai Havertz of old. And especially because he was through on goal, I just thought, I mean, obviously he's not going to score here. But it was so fluid. It was so confident. I mean, the shot is quite close to the goalie when you look at the replay, but I don't care. But yeah, it was like liquid football. He just sort of floated past the defender. It was gorgeous. And yeah, that was it. I was just like, right, we're back. Let's go. Yeah, that was my favourite bit. Well, to be fair, I know I'm not allowed another one, but Bukayo Saka's not the pen, the shot. I have seen Gabriel Jesus smash that into the side netting or keeper so many times, and so for Saka to finish it like that was chef's kiss. It was
with his weak
with
foot.
his weak. It was. I almost didn't realize it had gone in because I was like that. Angle's too tight. You know, we tend to basically blast these into the side netting. Good effort, but no. And the fact that it basically went into the roof of the net, technique.
That's my favorite
power,
finish.
It's unreal.
Yeah. That's my favorite finish that Saka does. He had one against Everton last season at home, and then he had one against Leeds away from home. And every time he does it, I'm just like, weak foot, like right into the roof of the net. It's just like, I love it. Everything about it. Like, and yes, that takes talent for all the losers that are out there saying that he doesn't have natural talent. Have a seat. Seriously, like I'd like to see other people do it because they don't do it very often. If it's so easy, why is nobody else doing it? But yeah, that's actually my moment of the game was Saka's goal right after halftime because the entire goal was fantastic. The pass in between the lines from OH-DE-GAARD to Kai, and then Kai's pass to, was it Kai? No, it was the other way around. Wait, no, who passed it? I don't know. We had so many moments. OH-DE-GAARD was involved.
Kai's there somewhere. Don't worry. He's there somewhere.
Kai was there somewhere. I feel like
it was Kai, wasn't it?
I think it was Kai.
It is Kai, yeah.
Yeah, because OH-DE-GAARD gets an assist. I don't know. He gets an assist. OH-DE-GAARD was doing all the things. But it was just the whole goal was beautiful. And it happened at the perfect time because, you know, like 2-0, dangerous score line. They could get a goal. They could be back into it because, you know, that's what Blockhead was telling them. Listen, we're only down 2-0. And if you guys get a goal, we're back in it. And no, you're not. You know, so it was perfect. It was so nice. And I thought Saka, all in all, had a fantastic all-around game. I don't know what it is. I don't know what they were feeding him in Dubai, but my goodness. Like he's just, I mean, one of their players like hit him early on in the game and then like, and honestly, it wasn't a foul. Like when he got the yellow card in the game, it wasn't a yellow. He actually shoulder to shoulder bodied that guy, knocked the wind out of him, and he should have been in on goal. Saka, as sweet and nice as he is, he could be a little bit of a bastard. And I love that. I do. He showed it yesterday. He's like, I'm in my villain arc. Period.
Do you know who is like a bit of you know from the shithousery? Martinelli. When Martinelli goes down injured, I'm like, nah, you're fine. I'm like, oh god, someone's down. Oh, it's Martinelli. No, he's fine. He's fine. And he's always been like that, and I quite like it.
I love it.
I've learned. I'm starting to realize that this is 100%. Like, there's a certain part of the game where it's like if Martinelli goes down, if I was a betting man, I promise you, they're going to pan to Arteta giving new instructions. And every time, it's like Martinelli goes down. Okay, American timeout. Let's get the new play. Let's go. So like, it's strategic. Of course, it's strategic. Go down. Yeah. They don't even like. You watch other teams when people get injured and they're kicking the ball around. Every time everyone just huddles to Arteta and is like, all right, this is the new plan. Okay, yeah, we're about to score 2 more. I'm not tripping. Let's do it. So, yeah, Arteta, I love the Martinelli.
When players always talk about like what they love about Arteta the most or what makes him special, they talk about his attention to detail. And I do think that like everything from when players go down and how we deal with those things to slowing the game down, I feel like slowing down our throw-ins also has something to do with that. We do that a lot away from home. We do it a lot away from home. I think it's to slow down the game and to cause confusion. Everything that we do has a purpose. There's not a single part of the game that Arteta hasn't thought through. And I think right down to celebrations, you know, I said it, we haven't celebrated at all during this 6-0, 5-0, but we celebrated hard against the Liverpool game because of how big it was. I think he knew that he needed to tap into the emotion. Now these games are more business as usual. He does it on purpose. Like, I don't understand why people don't see that with Mikel. Everything he does is on purpose. But back to Martinelli, it's the arm in the air and this that I never understand when people go down. It's like, what does this mean? Have you noticed when players do that? They're like, ah. I'm like, what does this mean? Like, I don't understand. Wow. He's so good at it. What?
It's even crazy because like as a Nigerian, we do it so much. So I'm even like, wow, like I guess like that's a South American thing too. But like, what? Something hurts you, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And it's like your finger, like if you could put a microphone next to it, it's like a snap sound. It's like
I just heard
like,
it when you did it.
We used to do that at school, but like if you could make the sound.
Yeah, if you
That's
it hurts, but it's definitely like a something hurts. Oh my god. Like I don't know why. But it's the first thought like to do. I don't know, maybe it relieves pain. I don't
the reach
know.
for the sky.
So,
It's
Sometimes it's the banging on the grass as well when it hurts that bad.
Did you guys see the Kyle Walker when he does the little like and he pops up
I
like
actually
he's Chris Brown?
rewinded it. I was like, did I just see that?
It's getting like I think it's like they're trying to do this thing where it's like the more dramatic I am, the more chance VAR is going to be looked at. When it's like, no, it's going to be looked at regardless. You're fine. Like if it's that bad, we're going to go back. But it's getting so outrageous that it's like when you get touched, people are doing backflips, and it's like, guys, we have replay now. Like we can see when you're exaggerating.
I love it. I'm not gonna lie. Like I love how dramatic we can be. Like Ben White is one of the most like he must be so annoying to play against because he does so much like in between plays. He does like a lot of different things. But when he gets fouled, he's rolling around, grab the ankle. I just know he has like a little smirk because it doesn't really hurt. Like Ben White is like our best shithouser.
You guys know my mum lives just outside of London, and she plays golf with Ben White's mother-in-law. He lives in the town that my parents live at. Yeah. I was like, okay, cool.
Okay. So basically, you know a person that knows a person that knows a person.
Yeah. Me and Ben are just
you're practically best friends. What the
exactly.
I know. Basically, exactly. Best. You know, his wife went to my school. Like we're just me and Ben are just
I love that.
Couple of degrees of separation, but there you go.
Look who's here.
Hey, what's up?
Oh my gosh, what do you have on right now?
What's going on?
Is it a onesie?
No, it's not. My parents got it for me for Christmas. It's like Arsenal PJs, but it's like the top. It is super comfortable. I've also got the robe as well. It's like a 3-piece set. It's really, really nice. It's super cozy.
I fucking love it.
I'm so jealous. My family just realized I like football.
Oh.
They were like, I thought this was just a set. It was like you just got it randomly. I was like, what?
Little do they know that you spend like 90% of your time on football Twitter tweeting away. You do talk about basketball sometimes, but I never listen to those. I never skip those.
Yeah, I learned that my friends who they do not follow football at all. And they've made burner accounts just to and they have my tweets on alert. So anytime I say something, they'll go into and it'll be something random. They'll be like, oh wow, you put Jesus Christ plays basketball and plays soccer, and I'm like, oh my god, no, his name is Jesus. Oh my god, okay, leave me alone. So being an American around people who do not watch it is a very frustrating space to be in. So lucky you to be able to have people who love you and understand that you love Arsenal, because I wish.
If someone tells me they don't like football, I instantly don't trust them. I feel like,
but you don't live in America. No one here likes football.
When I was over there, though, I met quite a few people that were like, I don't really watch football, and I was like, you live in England and you don't watch football at all.
What do you do?
Like, that's crazy.
What do you do all weekend?
Yeah, I was like,
hobbies? What do you? Yeah. Weirdo.
It shocked me when
what do you mean you don't sit at home watching football all day and then on Twitter and then talk about it with people on a podcast? What do you mean you?
And then watch Match Today.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize the coverage you guys get. My only trip to London, I went and airport. There's there was a random TV. They were showing highlights. I was like, oh, that's cool, I guess. I go to one hotel. So because we were waiting for our bags, they're showing random games for no reason. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. I then went to before Liverpool. I forgot what team they played. I was like, oh, is there anywhere I can watch the game? They're like, anywhere. Or anywhere you'll find somewhere you'll find it. And I'm like,
the only thing that they don't have though, you guys know, you guys don't have the 3 p.m. games. That's the only thing that I'm like, what the fuck?
Ugh.
You know, it's so strange. But you guys, let's get back on track. Harry, you're here. Moment of the
So,
game for you. What do you got?
I think for me, it's the. I'm not sure if you mentioned it already, but for me, it's the Kai Havertz goal. It's
Damn,
like
you
the
guys all
circle.
took that one.
Yeah, it's like the circle of life, right? It's just like, here we go. Like now we get to enjoy, or now Kai Havertz gets to enjoy it and get some praise. I thought we had a really good game yesterday from what I've seen. And now if he could start to add those little goals, then we're winning. We're winning and we're swinging because it feels like we've opened up the goal valve and everyone is just chipping in. And now Havertz is involved. He was like the only person where you're thinking, oh, come on, man. Like, we can't keep on not carrying you, but we can't keep on protecting you. You're going to also have to contribute something from a numbers wise. And now suddenly, he scores a really good goal as well. And also, sidebar, our throw-ins have improved dramatically this season. Like, we use them as passes. I'm not sure why they do it or how they've done it, but the trajectory and the pace and like the flatness of a throw has improved so much. And I think Zinchenko did it maybe for Jesus against Forest. And I've just seen it a few times this season where we're really using
Got it
throws
against
for our
Luton too.
advantage. Yeah. And it's quite simple, but we're actually like using them as through balls, which is great. And it even took Burnley to surprise by yesterday. I think the camera was zoomed in on Craig Bellamy at the time. And then next thing you know, Havertz is still on goal. Great little nutmeg, nice little finish, like silky stuff. So, yeah, my moment of the game is Kai Havertz contributing on the goal sheet.
I'm glad that happened too, because I feel like people are not honest about his performances if he doesn't get any sort of GA. Like, they'll consistently say that he was worse than everybody else just because he didn't get a goal or assist. I think the last 3 games probably have been his best games. And this is the only one that he's scored in, so well done him. He was really, really good. Let's do our players. We have 4 people now, so we'll get to quite a few because it's like you could basically name anybody, but I'll go first. No, I was gonna be petty. I'm not gonna be petty. I'm not gonna pick Trossard just because you decided to hate on him earlier, Femi, because that was really, really rude. I'm gonna go Kivior because Kivior was largely written off for like no reason. He hasn't really gotten a chance to play that much, so seeing him step into that role at left back and play really well consistently for 2.5 games now, I think we're seeing a player that's going to really contribute from now until the end of the season, because who knows where Tommy is. We're far out there. Tommy, where are you? You don't exist, so it was nice to see him have another really good game. He got an assist, obviously it's the throw in for Kai Havertz, and defensively I thought he was really solid keeping Fofana out of that game. There was one time where Saliba got beat, and Saliba had come across and Fofana had gotten beyond him, and Kivior just ushered him out, just boom, no problem. He did that several times, and I'm just like, if Kivior could lock in for the rest of the season, we might not have to buy again in that position, which I would love to not have to, because how many times are we going to buy left side center back? We bought it so many times. And I think he's a real quality player. He's playing with a little bit of confidence, a little bit of swagger. His freaking, passes are a lot better. His crosses are good. So for me, like, the player that stood out, probably not as much as our attacking players, but as a player that's stock is rising, it's Kivior, because if he wasn't playing well, I don't know what we do, because left back tends to be a little bit of like a weird situation for us because of Zinchenko. He's not really great going defensively, but he's good going forward. And then Tomiyasu is kind of the inverse of that. And we don't have either one, so I'm happy for Kivior. Well done. And I think he should keep his spot until further notice. Harry.
Yeah, I was gonna say Kiwior as well. I thought he looked really, really good, and it's nice that he's not trying to do things that he can't do, and his role is simplified. Yep. I think it makes things a lot easier for him. Yeah, pretty obvious, but I'm probably going to go with OH-DE-GAARD. I thought he was on job yesterday, and I'm really glad that he scored, because it feels like he needs to add some more goals to his game this season, and hopefully he can go on a little flurry. But I think the first goal, he makes it look so easy, but it's nothing but easy. Like, the ball's whipped across, one touch shoot, bottom corner, great finish, and it calms the nerves. And you can see as soon as we scored that first goal, like, the confidence just comes out. And then for the Saka's second goal, like it's not a complicated assist, but the repetition is just there. How many times have we seen OH-DE-GAARD play that pass to Saka? It's like we've seen it so many times, but teams can't stop us because we do it so effectively. So yeah, I thought OH-DE-GAARD was class yesterday, like top captain's performance. Yeah, and long may it continue. For me, we've said it so many times on this show and other podcasts, but he plays the game the right way, and he's like the heartbeat of the team, and his influence from like a vocal perspective as well. I don't think can be underestimated. How he kind of understands in-game situations and manages the team and the players around him during the game. So yeah, like top performance again from OH-DE-GAARD, and yeah, like really doing well this season. Hopefully he can push on and get to double figures for goals.
Yeah. OH-DE-GAARD's crazy because like he just I don't know how anybody could say anything negative about OH-DE-GAARD because he just I don't know. He's in this like most goals and assists by midfielder since the start of last season. He's top of that. And so he's above Foden and De Bruyne and Maddison for that. He's right around the same amount of like GA. I think it's either GA or assists like per minute or whatever. Like the only players in Arsenal history that have more are like Cesc and Ozil. So like they get a goal or assist every 23 minutes. You know, Cesc gets it every 30 minutes. OH-DE-GAARD gets it every like 32 minutes. Like he's in those same categories as some of our best like attacking midfielders, but he also has to do a lot more. He has to press, he has to defend, he has to do a lot of other things. He doesn't just sit in the pockets and create. And so OH-DE-GAARD to me again is like he's a player that obviously he's not world class yet, but I feel like he's going to be an all-timer. Like he just has that feel about him. And so I'm like, do you guys realize what you're watching? Like when I watch OH-DE-GAARD, I'm like, oh, we got him for 30 million. Like it's ridiculous.
For some reason, he doesn't get the credit he deserves. Maybe outside of Arsenal, maybe within Arsenal as well. But it doesn't feel like he gets the plaudits as much as he should from pundits. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's because he's quite humble and quiet, or maybe reserved. But yeah, he's so good. Like he's so good, and he makes everything look so simple and so easy, and none of it is. And we've seen so many players try and play those positions in the Premier League, creative players who might not have like the physical dominance, but because technically he is like almost perfect, similar to like a Bernardo Silva. He dominates games, and yeah, like we're so lucky to have him, and it's almost like I'm not sure if we realize that we have him or if we don't give him enough credit. I'm not sure if Laura, you've put your OH-DE-GAARD song out there on the podcast. Have you sang it yet or not? Or?
Jess sang it. So Jess, I don't know whether you want to sing it again or you're going to clip it up and share it around.
I'm 100% sharing it. I love it.
I
actually love it. Genuinely.
Yeah. It bangs. Well, all I was going to say is I am very happy that OH-DE-GAARD doesn't currently have that status yet, because I think the more kind of like he goes under the radar, the more teams underestimate and don't pay the attention they need to stop him, because everything goes through OH-DE-GAARD. He is the puppet master of our team, and if you don't consider him as good as he is, then that is very much your fault, and he will punish you for it.
It's crazy because I feel like outside of Manchester City, like there's no player that's, to me, or midfielder that's better than OH-DE-GAARD unless they play for Man City. I only think Bernardo Silva and KDB are probably on his level. I don't think anybody else is. Genuinely. Like with chest. Like I don't. Like
I agree.
There's Maddison and Bruno Fernandes, but they still, to me, don't have the roundness to their game that OH-DE-GAARD does.
You can't talk
Bruno
about Bruno
is slimy,
yeah.
Bruno
you can't. No, you say that. They are polar
picky,
opposites in terms of how much just what they look like. Yeah, OH-DE-GAARD is the Disney prince, and Bruno Fernandes looks like a camel. So they're just,
I'll even double down. Yeah. I'll even double down and say, find me a midfielder who's half as creative as him and is still putting in like the off-ball shifts he puts in. I feel like that's probably one of the most underrated parts of his game. He's like literally the leader of our press. Like there would be moments where it's like it'll be minute 55 and like everyone else is kind of sluggish, and then you'll see him with his arm just And then all of a sudden, like everyone starts getting to these little traps and kind of like, yo, or there was this one moment where it's kind of like he was like the first person to run back to try to win the ball back. And it's like that. I remember there was a point in football where it was kind of like, if you're the creator, you don't have to do anything. It's like, as long as you create, as long as you are the one that's making things tick all around, save your energy, we'll do all the work for you. And to have a player like Odegaard who not only does not believe in that, but does it well, I love the guy. Love him so much.
That's probably like the main difference between him and an Ozil. Obviously, you can debate who was better creatively and who was better technically, but you were sometimes carrying Ozil in games, and you could feel that, especially away from home. And he wasn't prepared to do the dirty work. But Odegaard is prepared to do the dirty work because he probably has a broader understanding of the game overall, of what's required to win away from home, or what's required to keep a clean sheet or to initiate a press. Whereas with Ozil, you could never really do those things. And I think that's what we've got now. We've got a much more balanced team. So even when we do have creative players, it's just a lot balanced overall. And even if you go back to the pass, I think to Havertz before we won the penalty, like it's just like the willingness and the understanding to know Havertz is there and play like the perfect pass. And I think Havertz drops it to Trossard and he gets fouled for the penalty. But I'd love to see the stats on the amount of passes he plays, like before something influential happens, and the amount of passes he plays to Saka where we've had a shot on target or a goal scored. He must be so high up for that because, like Laura said, everything seems to go through him. So it's incredible. And distance covered as well. I'd love to see what distance he covers overall because it feels like he just doesn't stop.
Yeah, for sure. He's on his way to having a really special season, just like Saka. I'm so glad that they're back in form. Femi, your player of the game, of the match?
I'm going to go Ben White, honestly. In the really cool thing that we've done to compensate for not having Zinchenko at first was to just throw whoever was available at left back and then make him do what Zinni does. That doesn't work because Zinni's job is very hard. Like I don't think people understand it. Like you're averaging about 70 to 100 passes a game if you want to do what Zinchenko does, as well as occupy those spaces. We've now told Ben White for like the 4th time in 3 years, hey, we love what you're doing, but do something else. And we have now told him, okay, center back, now go right back. Now, okay, you're playing right back, but we need you to kind of be a DM now. Can you do that for us and invert for us? And again, he is playing beyond well. Like it's almost like you can kind of tell he doesn't like football. Like he doesn't like what he's just kind of like, okay, I'll do it. Like I'll do it. And it's like there's no, it's like there's certain passes he was making that was like breaking like 3, 4, 5 players are completely out the game. And I'm like, what can't he do? Like he can overlap if you need him to. He can invert if you need him to. He can play center back if you need him to. Like I don't know. I'm very happy that Ben White is showing that 50 mil wasn't too much for him, because I remember the discourse around him when we got, especially when people thought that because we bought Ben White, it would have equaled, there would be no space for Saliba, when it wasn't true.
Oh my God, I hated that time. I hated
that. That was a really dark time. Really,
it was
really
very
dark
time. Very dark.
And to see how we're utilizing a player like him who has experience at DM, who has experience at right back, he didn't have experience at right back, but he had experience at center back. Just be able to utilize him the way we're utilizing him just, again, makes us so much more deadly. And we're still answering those questions of when we don't have some of these key Man City double agents not playing, do we have solutions? And the answer is we do. So I don't know. He makes me happy.
Hold on. What did you just say?
Oh, I saw a joke on Twitter, so I decided to say it. Apparently, Jesus and Zinchenko are City double agents.
Oh my gosh!
Since this is the new narrative, because they've been out, we've been able to score 11 goals in 2 games. So like obviously they had there was even one tweet that I saw. The guy said Pep knew to sell us those players knowing that they wouldn't improve us at all. And I was like,
okay, wait, let's think about this for a second. Let's think about this for a second. Well, let's say this. Before Kiwi came into the team, we would concede the odd knucklehead goal. Now that Kiwi's back there, we're getting all these clean sheets.
Oh no, you're agreeing.
Ooh.
I just want to know, does anybody feel like, is anybody brave enough to maybe put it out there that maybe they feel like
I thought you
there's
were
a
gonna.
correlation?
I mean, the conspiracy theory is nonsense, but the outcome of it is like undeniable. If I'm honest, like
It's 11-0.
Laura's
right
like,
now.
I'll step up.
I'm like, I mean, obviously he hasn't sold them to us because for this very reason, but I think we do need to have a little chit chat about whether we are a better side without them.
I'm not disagreeing. I
Ooh.
think that
I'm not sure we are. I'm just saying.
I feel like it's a conversation, and it's a
Yeah.
genuine one now because
Yeah.
we found a solution and we're playing our best football, and neither of them are involved. We're not conceding goals. I feel like the one that I'm more confident in is not having somebody like, and by the way, I'm a massive Zinchenko fan, and I've always advocated for what he does on the ball, but it's undeniable his liability in the other direction. Whether it's losing concentration on the ball when he's in our half or just not being a great defender. I think he's tried very well, but when you have a number 10 or a number 8 in your back line, it's so difficult. Like, you know what I mean?
That's fair.
So if you put a natural defender there that's gaining a little bit of confidence, we might be a little bit more secure.
Objection. It's fine. Objection. I think we have to look at the past 2 games, and I agree we certainly looks more solid, but it's still fine margins at the end of that Burnley game. When Reece Nelson gives away the ball, right, that could have been a goal. So you're dealing with that. It's like fine margins. I think what Zinchenko brings is something that is like elite. I'm probably I am objecting, but I'm realizing I'm the wrong person to object because I am infatuated with Zinchenko. I absolutely love the player.
Same.
I think he's like a world class footballer. I think it's genius levels what he can do on the ball and what he allows us to do. There's definitely times, I think at home this season when we conceded a goal, maybe it was against Nottingham Forest when he gave away the ball or didn't pass it quick enough. There's definitely some lapses in concentration. Yeah, Wolves maybe, yeah. So there's definitely that side of things for sure. I don't know how many of the goals this season have actually been his fault. So I know he's naive when it comes to defending one-on-one. But then we are talking about Kudus and Mohamed Salah in isolation, who are really 2 incredible wingers. So, yeah, I think to go back to maybe like 2 or 3 years ago when Pablo Mari was playing really, really well, we were like, maybe Pablo Mari is our centre-back, and we got all excited. So this could be a little bit of that. Yeah, do you know what I mean? You remember that time. I mean, I was certainly at that time. I was also shouting for Rob Holdings to be playing for England. So I think I'll enjoy it for what it is. And I'll say Kiwi's come in and he's done really, really well, no doubt about it. But to say that like we're better without Jesus and Zinchenko, I think it's a little bit too soon to say that. But there's definitely ways that we can maybe utilize Zinchenko in other ways. But that's never the one thing that annoys me a little bit is that I don't think people realize how good Zinchenko is on the ball. I just don't think people realize, and he is like unbelievable on the ball. Unbelievable.
I stand 10 toes down all the time on Zinchenko being our best technical player. And it's like when he's on the ball, like he's just fantastic. But he's definitely a number 10. Like he's a number 10 and we're playing him at left back. There's going to be hiccups.
Yeah, there is. But like Femi said, if Ben White is doing it now, but obviously before that, it was Zinchenko doing that job. So I'd say that if Arteta wants to play with an inverted fullback, like left side or right side, I don't know of a better left-sided inverted fullback than Zinchenko. I don't know of one. Like, I think he's
I'll be honest with you. Jess, sorry, shameless plug for Football Manager. So I started a new save and I was like, you know what? Let's try it. I decided to, instead of use the scouting system within the game, I decided to just Google. I was just gonna I'm my own scout. I decided to Google, okay, I need a left-sided inverted left back. You do not understand how incredibly hard it is to find one for a decent price in this market. It is actually so difficult because you get to a point where you realize like the only thing you really can do is take a defensive midfielder who has really good passing and then slowly train him is like your best bet, because it's like it's that rare to find, because people have grown up with wing back means bomb forward, wing back means cross in, wing back means width.
Yep.
So it's like to now have this like new thing that's just been like, it's been like, I would say like more popular past 3, 4, 5 years, maybe 5 is probably even stretching it, but like to have something like this like continuously, it's one, really difficult, but two, I'm interested to see like if Kiwi starts really like impressing Arteta, how much validation would Arteta start looking at as Zinchenko being an LCM option? Like the more I think about it, the more I'm kind of like, if you do have, like, let's say hypothetically speaking, you still want Zinni to be in games like this, and you don't want like the majority of the passing responsibilities to be on Ben White or Rice. What are the downsides?
But I feel like there's a reason why they're using him at the left-sided center, left back instead of the left-sided center mid, because Pep didn't use him in midfield either. I think we saw Zinchenko for Man City in midfield a handful of times while he was there, and then they were like, okay, we're going to put you at left back. There's a reason for that, and I feel like it's the same reason why Klopp hasn't fully moved Trent into midfield. They're better when they're moving into that space and they're that additional person than somebody that's already marked, and that's already there. I feel like there's a reason for that, so I actually don't think we'll ever see Zinchenko play midfield for Arsenal. But I still feel like my feeling about Zinchenko is that I'm okay with other players playing that position more often, but I still want him in the team because what he offers is just something that you're not going to be able to find anywhere else. And we will have a game where we're going to need him. We are. Like, we just are. Can I be messy, though? Can I be messy just really quick? I want to be a little bit messy. Okay, so Jesus, though.
Stop.
Why?
Let her finish, man. Let her finish.
I just want to say that Jesus, missing again, he hasn't been around pretty much the entire season. Okay, whatever. Last season, around this time, Trossard was playing center forward. We won every game that he played center forward last season, and we played really well. Now, as soon as Jesus could walk on one leg, Arteta ripped Trossard off and brought Jesus back in. And for the next 4 games, we didn't win a game, and our season collapsed. Now, Arteta, learn from your mistakes. If Jesus comes back within these next couple of games, do not take Trossard out. Let him cook. Let him do his thing. Because Trossard, he's moving me. He may have missed some chances, but he's moving me. Because guess what? Trossard is in the box. Trossard is in the box. He's not all in DM. Trossard said, you know what? I may miss a couple of chances, but at least I'll be there to miss them. Because I will be inside the box. I want to score. You know what my dad said? He never watches Arsenal. But he watched Arsenal with my mom. He said, 19 is desperate to score. He's desperate. And I said, absolutely. But you know what number 9 is not? He's not desperate. Arteta, stick with Trossard. Stick with Trossard. Until further notice. I do not want to see Jesus put right back into this team.
I agree.
Femi, you're looking agony, bro. You're looking absolute agony, Femi.
Yeah, come on, Femi. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
I think we're taking Jesus for granted so much, and it's I hear it. Like I hear what you guys are saying. I'm just so annoyed about his knee, because it's like I understand knee injuries, and it's like you guys have all this love for that guy who's just as old as Kai Havertz, but if I say his name, then everybody's like, oh, even though he's injured all the time, oh, we love him, oh my god, I can't wait for you to be back on the team, even though you hurt your ankle again, oh, poor him. But now
you're talking about Emil?
Yeah, they know the same issue. like ESR is like, oh,
what are you talking about?
Can't wait for you to come back. Oh my god! But then it's Jesus who, like, I mean, the guy. Granted, yes. Does he do some bonehead things sometimes? Yes. Have we missed him? Yes. But come on, guys. Like, Jesus is one of the most talented players we have on this team. I'm not saying throw him back in right now. When he's healthy, though, I don't see how we leave him on the bench. I just don't see it, especially since
I
in
can.
our next running, we're gonna have Porto. We have in that City game. You want Trossard?
Play him in the Champions League. I'd rather see Trossard in the Premier League. Trossard is better in the Premier League than Jesus. Gabriel Jesus, let's keep it a buck. He has been so bad in the Premier League this season. When he has played, he's been ass. He's only really been good in the Champions League, or he's been missing. I don't know what to tell you. I love Gabby Jesus, but right now Trossard's playing good, and I feel like I don't want to see Arteta make the same mistake because Trossard was playing well. And
I have a solution for you. I have a solution for you then. I have a solution. I have a solution that everyone wins. Let's bench Martinelli then. Let's bench him. Then you get Trossard.
That might be an option for Arteta if he wants to squeeze him back in. I don't think he's been asked this season, Jess. I think that's a little bit harsh. A little bit harsh to say he's been asked.
In the Premier League, I think he's been...
I think he's been... I'd say he's been slightly below... what do you reckon? I'd say he's been slightly below average. I think he's just always been injured, so it's really hard for him to get consistency. True. I think he's been okay. I don't think he's been a hindrance to the team. I think he's still contributed with some goals. I agree that Champions League might be more his stage, his arena, especially with the space, as teams tend to kind of take us for granted a little bit and they open up a little bit more. But it's a little bit like ESR because we're not reliant on Jesus, which is good. So if he's injured, it's okay because now Trossard is stepping up. It's only a problem when you're starting Eddie Nketiah and relying on Eddie Nketiah. But now Trossard has stepped up. It's okay. But so I agree. Like he's certainly not been his usual self. But then again, what is his usual self? Because have we actually seen it? Because he's always bloody injured. So I think for Jesus, I agree. Don't rush him back because there's no point because we keep going round in circles with Jesus. And I feel like we'll probably be having the same conversation next season. Comes back, scores a goal, gets injured, comes back, gets injured again, and we just go round in circles. So I think for him, it's just about trying to find some consistency. And I said it on a podcast with you guys a few weeks ago. He needs to look himself in the mirror and adopt the mentality of a goal scorer. And that is how he'll become successful. At the minute, he just wants to be here, there, and everywhere. So when he comes back, let's see. But I don't think he's arse. Maybe bottom, not arse.
He needs to go and look at Trossard and be like, I need to be like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trossard is showing him what to do.
Yeah. You should be like, Trossard wants to score. I need to be that hungry. Trossard was so happy for his goal yesterday, and you could, even though it was like the fourth, fifth goal, because he knew he'd missed a few chances.
He knows, right? He knows, yeah.
He knows, yeah. He knows.
He knows
because he knows as soon as Jesus
I need to score a goal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like because it's going to happen just like last season. For some reason, and I guess I kind of understand it because he wasn't Arteta's first choice. Obviously, he wanted Mudryk, but it just feels as though like as soon as somebody's fit, it's like, okay, we're going to take Trossard off no matter how well he's playing. Like, I just remember like the beginning of the season, that bad half against Fulham, I was there and, it was like, oh yeah, Eddie, look at what he gives for the team. And I'm sorry, but let's be all the way freaking for real.
Be for real. Yeah, be for real.
Like, I am going to be all the way for
real. Yeah, be for real. I'm listening.
Because you were one of them. See what Eddie does for the team. Like,
I'm not doing this again. I'm going to therapy. It's fine. I'll let you listen. I'll listen.
Let's not go there. Trossard's been fantastic over these last couple of games. It doesn't mean that I don't feel like Jesus should come back in and play a role, but I also feel like allow Trossard to play badly before you do that. Don't just take him out because Jesus is fit again. Because Jesus last season, it made more sense because Jesus' first 4 months as an Arsenal player, that's some of the best football I've seen since Alexis from a forward player for Arsenal. It was like he was from preseason to the time that he got the injury, he was outstanding. But I have not seen that player since then. So it may be in glimpses here and there, but not really. So, and there's going to be plenty of games to go around because we have a really difficult game week coming up. We have Newcastle plus Porto, so it's going to be difficult. Hopefully he's back for that. But I just wanted to put that out there because Trossard, for me, has been really, really good. And I just feel like he deserves his flowers. Laura, you didn't do your player of the game, did you?
I was going to be messy and say Trossard for the reason I just said, which is he was just trying his little heart out. He was desperate for that goal. And even when we were, 3-0 up, He's like, nope, I still want it. I want to score. And you could see the kind of relief. He was absolutely gassed to get that goal. He obviously missed that sitter with the kind of Martinelli bit where he fell over and the ball kind of bumbled around a bit. And I think he was slightly offside for one early on, where he probably should have cut it back. But
then there was a time he completely miskicked the ball as well. There was one time the ball went right through him and it was like, oh my God, that was another goal.
At least he was in the box to whip.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, you know what? He also flopped in the box and won a penalty that Jesus would have never won because he overacts. So
can we talk about the fact that he wasn't touched?
That's what I thought. That's what I thought when I saw it. I was like, "Where's the contact?"
I think know
it's knee to knee, isn't it?
I just know that there's a Liverpool and City fan who are keeping that for the archives and be like, "Look, Arsenal gets all the calls," and it's like
it was. Although I mean, Brentford should have had a penalty against Liverpool yesterday, but we digress.
Yeah, they should have. Back to Jesus, he is terrible at winning penalties. His dives just like he gets a finger tap and it's just like and it's like it's like, mate, what are you doing? And the rolls around, looks at the ref with his like big cheekbones. Like, what are you doing? Get up! He didn't touch you, weirdo. Honestly, it's just like just.
Meanwhile, the other team is literally countering as he's complaining. The other team is literally countering like, as we speak, and he's like.
It's like looking up to God. It's like, mate, this is way too much.
I'll never forget this because I was like, damn, like Jesus, like what the fuck? But I noticed that like our players really don't fuck around with the ball that much in midfield anymore. And Jesus loves to fuck around with the ball. He loves it. And that's why I feel like, ODEGAARD and Declan Rice and Kai Havertz are very kind of like not safe, but they're not trying to do flicks and tricks or nothing like that because you don't want to lose the ball there. When we played against Man United earlier on the season, I know, celebration, let's go. And Garnacho scored that goal, the offside one. You know where that came from?
Jesus.
Gabriel Jesus fucking around with the ball in midfield. And I'm just like, and we do not do any of that stuff anymore. Do you guys understand my soul left my body when the ball hit the back of the net? Do you understand?
Yeah, I had food poisoning that day. I was in Ibiza and I had some dodgy fish the night before. And oh boy, I was in a whole world of pain. And I was in this hotel sweating my guts off, sitting on the toilet. And I watched that entire second half on the toilet. Long story short, I took tablets to stop the flow. And then it came to like day 2 and I was like, my stomach is hurting. So I had about 5 coffees to open the flow. And then that whole second half was watched on the toilet. So when that goal went on, I was in all sorts of agony. I was hot. I was cold. I was like, oh, I just want to get off this toilet. And when that just got, I was like, oh no. And then when Declan Rice scored, I was like, oh, really messy. Yeah, so that was a really bad experience, that game. But I remember thinking when Jesus gave away the ball, I was like, Jesus, you fucker. And then Garnacho scored. I was like, oh my God, why is this happening? But Jesus loves to dribble, loves to do stuff. Ball gets thrown into his feet. It's like, oh yeah, flick, all Cruyff turn, all chop, dive, ref. And it's just like, mate, keep it simple. I'm telling you, he needs to work with I'm sure he does, but he needs to work with a striker coach and just get
an acting coach. Damn, because the acting is bad.
Be a bagsman and score some goals. But just not to go back too much or digress, but I think there must be some sort of moral obligation from Arteta to play Jesus and Zinchenko when they're fit. Because I think if you convince those guys to leave Man City where you're winning titles year in, year out, and you say to them, cool, this is our project, and we're going to take you from Man City to sign for Arsenal, he must feel some sort of obligation to always start them when they're fit, because you don't take them away from that to not be a key part of the team. But good point about Jesus. I agree.
Yeah, but yeah, we played great. I mean, these are first world problems we're talking about. Whether or not we should start Jesus or Trossard or Zinchenko or so and so. These are first world problems, and without these players, we are winning games by 5 goals plus. Which is amazing. So we have a really difficult game week coming up. Like I said, I know a lot of people feel like we're just going to blow away every single team. We're back in the Champions League, and I am starting to get nervous again. So hopefully some of these players come back because we're going to need them. But yeah, I have nothing to complain about. We're gonna end the show there, though. I think everybody did their players, right? Did everybody do their players? Because we just started talking about whatever, and I forgot.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, but one quick mention to Cedric Suarez, right? Absolutely loving life, isn't he? Look at the guy, absolutely living the dream, isn't he? He's enjoying himself out there.
At the start of the show, said that we've got nothing to complain about, and I thought to myself, I've actually got something that I want to complain about, which is I just don't want to see him on our pitch, and I
think it's incredible. It's like a story, isn't it? It's just like proves that anything is possible.
Like, you are stealing a living here. You are coming on at 6-0 and 4-0, or wherever he came on 70th minute yesterday, and I'm like, wow, just what have you done to get into this amazing position of taking home $100,000 a week for 20-minute cameos when the game is already outside? It's beautiful.
I was hoping that he was going to take that free kick at the end. You know, when Odegaard had the free kick.
I was
thinking, so when he was standing up there with Odegaard, I was like, is he fucking?
Yeah. If Cedric took that and he went in top corner, if I was Cedric, I would have ran to the away fans, shirt off, short surf, just white fronts, and just like thrust in the air, and then do some sort of like Sue and a tense. That's what.
My favorite.
Just ran around the whole stadium going, "Vamos, who wants it? Who wants it? I'm Cedric. Respect." That's what I would
have loved that.
What's even crazy was the fact that like he sold me a dream, because I remember I don't know if it was his first cameo. Oh my god, it was a belter. I was like,
oh, it was that Southampton away? Was it?
I was like, who is this guy? Start him every game, and then I regretted that statement completely.
Yeah, we were in the slums, man. We were in the slums.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Bellerin was going through his hipster phase. We were just struggling for right backs. We just, we weren't.
We have suffered.
Suffered. One of the worst. One of the most cringe things have been like Man City fans trying to like get involved in like we've been through some shit conversations, like Rodri and Fernandinho and stuff like that. I was like, you have no. I saw a clip of Mustafi like marking the referee, and I was like, oh my god.
That's not.
I know these Man City fans. You need to sit this one out. This is not for you.
Yeah,
I don't think
we played Socrates right back in some games. Socrates was playing right back for Arsenal. I mean, come on, guys. Give us a break here.
There were some cameos where like I was randomly just like, sometimes in order to keep myself in perspective, I like just going back and watching random games. Maitland-Niles sometimes used to get skinned. Like, I mean, there were certain moments where like he would attempt, he would lose the man, and he's like, well, sorry. Like, or like there was one that was like, kind of like there was an own goal, and like he turned around and he's like, fuck you, pass the ball back to me for like I am thankful. That's my new word, thankful.
Yeah.
Thankful.
Very, very thankful. Yep. And on that, guys, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. You guys make sure to let us know what you guys think in the comments and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, this was kind of a wild episode, but I love it. And it will be clipped up and live on the internet for eternity because I love it. All right, guys. Talk to you guys next time. Bye, y'all.